Good afternoon, everyone. Chef Gene with Rockin' Mojave Minerals. So, right here I have prototype number 2, my last video. I put the whole thing together. I loved how it looked, but I hadn't plugged it in yet to see what the action was. So rather than bore you with all the modifications that I went through, which I'll talk you through in a sec here, I tried it. The action really sucked. It was kind of vibrating a little bit because everything was spinning. So from the base down here, that was spinning on the concrete where I had it set up to try out the action. The number 10 can here was spinning around the base that I had created underneath out of another piece of nylon cutting board and some wood left over from my van build. And the springs here were spinning. So up here, no action. So what did I do? Well, first of all, I put a little screw right here straight into the base. That stopped the can from spinning. Then up here, if you remember, I had these rubber stoppers. I did purchase those. They weren't scrounged. They were sitting on the springs. So that was through the 2 sheet pans that I had cut these circles out of to mount everything. And there was very little action. I was worried about sound. So I started building this thing with worrying about sound. I should have just worried about action first. So obviously I needed to chuck that idea of those there. So you'll see I have something that looks a little different right now. So I went scrounging, found some PVC pipe laying around. It happened to be the exact size that I needed to put it inside those springs. So what I did was I cut these barrels, and that's the barrel. And then I went through the sheet pans that I cut out, bolt, couple washers, and those were on the ends. So that's what's in there now. So after I did that, I fired it up again, and these were spinning. So to counterbalance the spinning, I drilled holes through that barrel, and then a bolt through there, a couple washers and a nut, and those stopped spinning. The action was getting better. So with all that said, I fired it up, and the base was still spinning. So concrete, I don't know, I have probably 20 pounds of concrete in there right now. I put 3 bolts through there, threaded stock, put them through the concrete, let the concrete solidify, drilled 3 holes into this wooden base that I started with, again a piece left over from the van build, anchored those down, so that stopped the rotation here and here, and the action started looking really good in here. So after I did that, I put it on the concrete. It was still spinning. So today I promised I would show you what it looked like, since this was my answer to not waiting for somebody from another country to ship me their made product that cost a whole lot of money. Remember, I probably put 70, I'll say 75 bucks in it to be fair. The rest of it, scrounge and scrap. All right, so let me get it off of this milk crate. I have a tarp set up behind me. I'm pretty sure that'll stop the rotating. I'll have to come up with another idea to stop that. And so let's see what happens. So that's on the tarp. Let me put these plugs together and move things out of the way. And I'm gonna grab the phone. Excuse me, sorry about that. Let me turn this over. All right, so there you have the walnut media. I did put a few semi-turned tumbled stones in there just to watch the action earlier. I was pretty happy with that. And as we cruise down the build, that's what we're looking at. And then bear with me while I plug in, and we can see how this action is. So, and check out the noise too. I bet you there's a bunch. So, here we go. So, pretty good action. If I'd have left that stone there for a while, it would have turned under, but it was kind of loud. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm going to have to figure out how to anchor it better. Tarp worked great. I'm going to have to figure out how the wet media goes, because remember, I'm turning this into a wet media tumbler. The walnut was just for right now. Not so sloppy on trial runs. But overall, I'm happy with it. Actually, I'm really happy with it, considering I kind of thought it up as I went and looked for things as I went to build it with. And so the next time we see each other, I'll actually have some wet media in there. Probably just do a quick short. No sense in boring you guys with that. But that's the build. That's what I did. That's how it came out. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. I got a couple things left to do, but all in all, it was a success. Prototype number 2, all done. So, short coming up later on. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. This is Chef Gene with Rockin' Mojave Minerals coming to you, and I can't wait to get back out and start loading this puppy up. See you for now.